Hey y'all, so today I wanted to just sit down and try some new makeup I bought. As you can see, I got a fresh haircut, so you know, new haircut, new me, new makeup, you know, why not? I just want to sit down and talk with you guys because I've been on a roll recently and I see I got a lot of new subscribers, so I want to make sure that I'm making content for you guys on the regular as I can. Before I get into this video, just make sure that if you're not already subscribed to this channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button below and click the bell button so you get notifications every time I upload. And let's just get into it. So firstly, I'm gonna prime my face using this Benefit Professional Primer. Now this is nothing new, but she is a classic and she does a great job of blurring my pores, so I want to go ahead and just prime my face using that. It just goes on nice and smoothly. Your skin feels so silky after you apply it, I swear. And it just blurs everything out, honestly. Again, I'm going in with a foundation that I've already used before. I was kind of conflicted between whether I wanted to use my new Dior Backstage foundation or this NYX 24-hour Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. I haven't used her on my channel in a minute. What? I haven't used her on my channel in a minute. And I remember, I think it was Brandon Mark, he commented a few videos asking if I was still liking this foundation. So I figured I would use it for this video. Sorry about that little technical difficulty. Let's try this again. I'm just gonna use 1.5 pumps for my whole face. I'm not gonna use too much. Just gonna take my beauty blender and just dot it on. I was kind of scared to wear this because this is a little bit darker than my skin tone now. This is more my summer shade, but since it's October now, a bitch is pale AF. I'm actually really liking this combo of the NYX foundation mixed with the Benefit Primer. One of the concerns I did have with the NYX foundation the first time I used it in my review, when I just wore it alone, was that it kind of settled into the pores a little bit. With this primer, it pretty much completely fills your pores, so that issue is non-existent with this primer foundation combo. I got a cookie, mukbang. Alright, so that's all worked in. It's not too bad. It warmed up my skin a little bit. So now I'm going to take this Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. I'm using the shade C8. This has a really great shade range. I was hoping to try out the C9, but there wasn't a tester in store, and C10 was definitely too dark for me. So I think C8 will work, but we'll see. I'm gonna just apply a little bit to the under eye. Oh, okay. Apply it on the center of the nose as well, and just a little bit on the forehead to kind of highlight. And again, just taking my beauty blender and blending that all out with a clean edge. This product blends out really smoothly, actually. I'm impressed. Honestly, y'all, drugstore makeup has been killing it this year. So it is a little lighter than I like to do for my under eye. I don't really like to have a light under eye. I like to go for a shade that's kind of the same shade as my skin tone, so that everything looks seamless, but I don't really like to have a lighter under eye. So I'm gonna just take this side with the foundation and just buff it in some more with that and hope that some of the foundation rubs off so it kind of calms that down a little bit. So that's my base on. So now that I've highlighted my face, I wanna go ahead and kind of bronze it up a little bit. So I'm gonna take this Wet n Wild Makeup Contour Stick, and this is in the shade Focus on You. Now again, this isn't a new product. I mean, girl, I'm not trying to go out and buy a bronzer right now. This is a contour stick, but it's kind of a warm shade. At least it works into a warm shade on my skin tone, so I'm gonna use it as a bronzer. So I'm gonna go ahead and just apply some to the forehead to kind of calm that down. And once this sets, it's really hard to blend out. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start blending it out, and I'll go ahead and bronze in sections. So I'm gonna start with the forehead, and I'm gonna just blend up into the hairline so it's seamless, and so it gives my face more of a lifted look. And once I work it in there, I'm gonna take something down the temples as well. Bring it into the cheek a little bit. And again, taking the beauty blender, blending it up and into the hairline. And then on the cheek, I'm gonna blend it up. I'm not using it as a contour, but you still want to make sure your cheek looks defined, so you wanna blend this up. And then I'm just gonna do the same on the other side. So now everything is nice and bronzed up. So now I do want to just do a very, very soft contour. So I'm gonna take this Anastasia Beverly Hills contour stick, and this is in the shade Fawn. And I'm just gonna do a thin line down my nose on either side where I highlighted with concealer. Do a little under the nose just to kind of lift it. And then I'm just gonna do one line on both cheekbones. Like I said, a very soft contour. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. And this is really good for a contour shade because this is nice and cool toned. So it will give you that nice effect, almost like a shadow. You don't wanna be using anything too bronzy or warm toned for your contour because it would just be weird to have an orange shadow. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take the beauty blender and blend in upward motions again on the cheek. Again, you don't wanna go below the line that we did. And just helps to add just a little bit of lift to the cheek, as you can see, nothing crazy. And then for the nose, I'm gonna take my e.l.f. blending brush and just kind of buff it away in circular motions. And that's all you need for the face. You don't want to go too crazy with this, especially for like a nice natural everyday look, because you don't want it to be too obvious that you're wearing contour, but it does just give you this nice sort of snatched, chiseled, sculpted look. Now I do still have a blemish peeping through up there, so I'm going to take my Tom Ford concealer for men in the shade medium. This is just a nice close to my skin tone concealer that I like to use for concealing blemishes. Just tap it in. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows. So I'm gonna take this Benefit Precisely My Brow pencil. This is a really interesting product. It kind of looks like, almost like a missile to me. So it has this nice, really thin tip, which is good for creating hair-like strokes. And then it has this spoolie on the other end. Now I picked up the shade 5, which is the second darkest shade they have, because I wanted to go for something that wasn't too dark. I didn't want it to be like the exact same color as my eyebrow hairs, because I feel like that just gives you a kind of an unnatural look when it's too dark. So I picked up a shade that was just slightly lighter than my hair color. I also feel like my eyebrows are just darker than my hair in general. So for the front, I'm just gonna take an edge and just draw a few hair-like strokes. For the back, first I'm going to brush the hair down so I can see where all the hair lays. I'm just gonna outline the top of the eyebrow. Then I'm gonna brush up and do the same on the bottom. And then just where I have any sparse areas, I'm just gonna fill in. And once I've gone ahead and done all that, I'm just gonna brush it through just to soften the product and blend everything together. And as you can see, it just gives a nice natural effect, but because I took a shade that was lighter than my natural brow color, it doesn't look too defined or filled in. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same process on the other eye. So as you can see, my eyebrows are nice and defined, but because I chose a shade that was lighter than my natural hair color, as you can see, especially on this side right here, where the middle of my brow tends to be a little crazy, it gives that nice sort of ombre effect that's really popular with brows. My brows haven't looked this good in a minute. I'm really impressed actually. I'm gonna go ahead and set that with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. Again, I've used this product before, but I mean, she's a classic. I do wanna try the Benefit Gimme Brow though. All right, now I wanna go ahead and add some blush. I'm gonna take my NARS liquid blush, and this is in the shade Orgasm. And I'm gonna go ahead and first apply it to the back of my hand because this is really pigmented. So I've got about a half pump on the back of my hand. So I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna take a fingertip and apply that to the apples of the cheeks, just a dot on both sides. I'm gonna take my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush and I'm just gonna go ahead and buff it into both cheeks and kind of work it up and into the contour a little bit. So we're looking nice and healthy right now, nice and flush. She got color back to our face. Now, you could leave it off here if you want. This does add like a nice little amount of shimmer because there's kind of like some gold shimmer in the product, but I'm extra. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my Marc Jacobs Dewdrops, but actually I'm gonna clean the back of my hand first because I don't wanna muddy the product. Okay, so I went ahead and cleaned the back of my hand. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pump this on there. I'm just gonna take about a half pump and I'm just gonna apply a little bit to the high point of the face. Just a little bit down the nose, Cupid's bow area, and honestly using just a very light amount. I'm just gonna highlight the underbrow bone. And then for my cheeks, I'm gonna take the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. I cleaned off as much of the blush as I could, but I don't mind if there's still some left on the brush because it'll just work it in. I'm just gonna buff it into the skin like that. And I just love that this gives a nice, natural, dewy look. It looks like natural glow of your skin. It doesn't look like you have any highlight or anything like that on. Then for the Cupid's bow, I'm just gonna tap with my finger. And to blend it down the bridge of my nose, I'm just gonna take my e.l.f. concealer brush, which has a nice fine tip, and just buff it in down the nose like that. So now everything is just nice and glowing. Hashtag no makeup. And then once that's done, you just want to go ahead and set everything so your makeup lasts all day. I'm going to take my MAC Prep and Prime Fix Setting Spray and just spray that all over my face. Maybe. Ooh, that came out like a stream. I thought it was gonna be a Miss Hunty. And while that's setting everything, I'm just gonna go ahead and apply a little lip balm to protect everything. So I'm gonna take my Jack Black lip balm, and this is the Shea Butter and Vitamin E one. I'm just gonna apply it all over for nice smooth lips. And I love this because it has SPF in it, so this is great for daytime wear. I feel like I'm gonna smack myself in the face with this contour palette. Alright y'all, that is the completed look. As you can see, we are nice and sculpted. We're glowing for the gods, but it's still a nice natural look. All I really did was enhance my features. I didn't do a crazy contour. I really just kind of gave everything a nice bronze and a slightly sculpted look to make us look snatched, but it wasn't anything too crazy. The highlight is nice and natural looking. It just looks like I have nice and dewy skin. It doesn't look like I'm wearing any sort of crazy highlighter. My nose looks nice and defined and snatched. My eyebrows on fleek, finna get crunk, the fuck. So that's the makeup look looks today, you guys. Just a nice, simple, natural, everyday beat makeup look. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe for more content in the future. Go ahead and click the bell button so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. Leave a comment below. Let me know what kind of videos y'all want to see in the future. Y'all want me to do any type of makeup looks? Y'all want me to review certain products? Y'all want me to tell story times or anything like that? Leave a comment below and I'll get around to doing it. And I'll be back shortly with a new video. Bye.